A mock natural disaster will show you the training footage from that simulation, jet skiers saved by a plane, and safe summer driving. All those top news stories, but first, back to our top story. A live tornado simulation happened at Comtech recently. Nick Buckler tells us what the demonstration was all about.
When severe weather is in your area, how safe do you feel? The National Weather Service has deemed Macomb County storm ready, which will give the community an upper hand when it comes to emergency situations.
Our storm ready designation and our whole Comtech facility, we can be greatly prepared for any types of emergencies or disasters that come into the county now. Obviously, we're dedicated to public service and keeping not only ourselves as responders and public servants prepared, but also the public.
Comtech is the facility where all 911 calls are dispatched and where traffic cams are monitored. This particular operation uses over 220 traffic cams in Macomb County to confirm severe weather and alert the public.
There is somebody who becomes alerted or aware of something like a tornado or a funnel cloud, and it's brought to the attention of law enforcement. We now have the capabilities of looking to the sky and seeing if we see what it is they're talking about. These cameras that we have here, when we initially, instituted this facility and brought together emergency management, Department of Roads, as well as public safety, police and fire, we brought along with it our IT services and systems and enhanced it to probably the most premier IT systems you can imagine and technology when it comes to cameras and even the monitoring systems that we have. So it is incredible what we have under this one roof here in Macomb County. We call it Comtech, Communications Technology Center. And what we first envisioned, with this road technology and cameras watching the roads and helping with efficiencies, and now realizing it can help with public safety if there's accidents or things that are happening, we have now taken it to a whole new level by utilizing this example today, which we called a white tornado experiment.
2 helicopters were sent to the sky to represent a tornado.
From the very west side of the county to the east side of the county, they were able to watch it up on a monitor and see these tornadoes going by. What does that mean for the public? Well, very simple. We never had that capabilities before, and instead of saying, I think I see a funnel cloud, and us having to try to verify that, make a determination, the dispatchers, can take a look by looking at the monitor and see if in fact there is a funnel cloud at DeQuinder and 16 Mile Road. And once they see it, now they're hitting the weather alerts, they're letting people know, the media, and trying to get the word out to people there is a tornado in Macomb County.
The use of these cameras doesn't stop for severe weather, but also active shooter situations.
We're trying to promote tying into different schools or even other private entities that have their own cameras. If we can have those feeds ahead of time and practice and train, if something does happen, we can immediately pull those cameras up and be able to focus again on what resources are needed from us as first responding agencies and make sure we get those services out to the public.
Now that Macomb County is storm ready, all the cameras used here can be utilized to keep you safe when emergency strikes. For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
And here's a scary scene. A jet ski was sinking on Lake St. Clair recently. 2 Macomb County Aviation volunteer pilots were flying around Shelby Township when they caught the 911 dispatch about the jet ski in need. So the pilots kicked their plane into high gear and flew over to the lake at about 100 miles per hour. Within minutes, they went from Shelby Township to Lake St. Clair and spotted the victims in the distance. They circled the subjects and called in to the boat rescue of their exact location. A great rescue from aviation and marine divisions. Everyone on the jet ski was safe. Greg Bobchick of Shelby Township was arraigned in Romeo District Court recently. The 17-year-old was one of 2 survivors in a car crash at Stony Creek that killed 3 of his peers. He's arraigned on a minor in purchasing, consuming, and possessing alcohol from that fatal car crash. The charge filed could be up to a 30-day jail sentence or $100 fine. A judge also ordered Bobchick to be drug tested twice a week. Bobchick will be a senior in high school this fall. He suffered traumatic head injuries from the accident and had to have titanium plates installed in his skull. Bobchick and 18-year-old Joe Nara from Shelby are the only 2 survivors from the crash. Washington Township City Attorney also filed charges to Nara. Bobchick's attorney wants to dismiss the charges at the pretrial examination set for August 27th. Safety on our roadways is key, and from a law enforcement perspective, their job's to be out on the roads, make sure drivers are safe. There's been a speeding crackdown on our roadways. Here's Macomb County Sheriff Anthony Wickersham.
But as we're winding up our summer season of 2015, it's still important. There's a lot of events and parties that go on every weekend, and different people are going to the beaches and going to different community events, and there's a lot of traffic out on the roadway. And obviously summertime, people get together for barbecues and picnics, and there's a lot of drinking that's also involved in that. And again, we're okay with that, but what we really want to remember is that when you're behind the wheel, that 100% of your attention is on the roadway and what you're doing. Refrain from texting and driving, refrain from, continually changing the radio and looking down. Anytime you take your eyes off the roadway, in an instant, something bad can happen. Somebody can pull out in front of you, somebody can stop in front of you, and it's your responsibility to keep that vehicle under control. And now as we move into the big Labor Day weekend, obviously another big holiday, again, we're going to be out there with extra patrols, looking for those aggressive drivers and looking for drunk drivers, because again, it is the last big hoorah of the summer. But then that day after the Labor Day, we are now in school mode, and we want to remind drivers in the morning, especially in the morning, because we all seem to be, we live what's considered a rushed life. We're always in a hurry to get from home to work or where we need to go. But what we have to remember is that in the morning, our children are getting on school buses or walking to school or riding their bikes to school. So we have to take that extra time and slow down and watch out for those children that are in our subdivisions, and especially obey the laws of the school bus. When those yellow lights come on, start to slow down. When the red lights are on, you have to stop. It is the law. If not, you'll get a citation.
Remember, keep your eyes on the road. No texting and driving. Coming up, the Shelby Township Art Fair, a garage fire, and a new restaurant. Stay tuned.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Local residents came out to enjoy the 32nd annual Art Fair in Shelby Township. Stacy Sansatera was there and tells us more about the beautiful day and local Michigan-made artwork.
The municipal grounds were bustling with energy recently at the 2015 Shelby Township Art Fair.
We've got about 75 artists this year and 33, I believe it is, of Michigan-made product area people. And lots of food and fun and things to do for everybody.
Okay, now, what's different this year? What's new?
Well, our newest thing I think we have this year is our monster mural. It has been sponsored by Christian Financial Credit Union, and you'll have to come out and see it. It's a giant mural that kids can color on, or grown-ups can too. It's a lot of fun.
And with such an eclectic variety on hand, there was certainly something for everybody.
I'm shopping for Christmas presents and birthday presents and jewelry for myself and my mother, and just having a good time.
I like it. It's really nice, unique and stuff. It's different from what you see at the mall and stuff, so I like it.
Well, I have mostly black and white photography. I do it all myself, from shooting to editing to printing to matting to mounting to everything. It's all mine. Things I find interesting, I guess, would be the summary of what I take pictures of.
Oh, this is my first year at the Shelby Township Art Fair, and I'm having a fabulous day with my glass garden art, and everyone seems to be liking it. Even if they don't make a purchase today, they might in the future, so it's a great business for me today.
It's an artwork where you actually take beeswax, we draw on the egg, we start normally with your lightest color, which in this case is white. We draw with the wax, and then once I'm done with everything that I want white, I'll take the entire egg and dip it into the next color, which for me will be yellow. I continue to draw on the yellow, and I continue to do that through different colors to the deeper colors. At the very end, we wipe all the wax off, and then you get your design.
This fun family event also features a Michigan-made products area that was bigger and better than ever.
There you go.
Combine this with a family-friendly children's area and interactive activities with the police and fire departments, this event was spot on for an afternoon of fun. Another job well done, presented by the Shelby Township Art Fair Committee and hosted by the Parks, Recreation, and Maintenance Department. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
Looks like it was a beautiful art fair. A garage fire blazed up quickly in Shelby at Aberdeen Village condos. The fire started around 6:30 on August 5th. Shelby Fire Department responded to the blaze near 26 and Mound Roads. Officials say it started in a trash can, spread to the drywall in the garage, and into the entrance of a condo unit. Fire crews extinguished the blaze quickly, but the car in the garage was ruined, and there's major smoke damage inside the condo. Chief Swinkowski says the fire could have started from a cigarette or battery chargers or oily rags. Remember to be careful when throwing out materials. Make sure you follow instructions on labels of flammable liquids before you throw them out. Shelby Fire Chief Jim Swinkowski says they're unsure how the fire started and this investigation is still ongoing. A small body of water in Shelby Township is attracting insects, and summertime is never a good time to have uninvited buggy guests. Charlie Cadado reports.
Lucy, come on, baby.
On a hot summer day, Gail Eade would rather be outside by the water. But she can't get too close to the creek in the backyard of her Shelby home. There are too many bugs, and it's dirty.
We clean it every year because the vegetation overgrows and it gets like 10 feet high, so we have to go in there and clean it.
So she called the Macomb County Public Works Commissioner.
When I did complain, I understood that they have not cleaned that creek in 25 years because they don't have the budget for it.
Eade says she's glad it isn't raining on this summer day. She's got work to do. But when it rains, she says the creek floods and gets close to her basement. That leaves her grass and plants damaged, so she called Public Works again, and this time they paid a visit.
Someone came out and they said they would be willing to send a contractor out to fix the problem, but we would have to pay for it. So the homeowners that live on the street would have to pay for it.
Eade wants Public Works to consider cleaning up this creek. After all, it's their property. I reached out to the Public Works Commissioner and left several messages, but never got a call back. In fairness, Public Works says homeowners affected by this drain can do this: either install watertight seals or elevate their surface. Eade says that would cost a couple $1,000s. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadado.
A major issue in Shelby that recently was resolved: exploratory drilling in the township. West Bay Exploration failed to find oil at the Nino Home spot near 25 Mile in DeQuinder. Residents voiced their opposition to the drilling as it invaded a residential neighborhood, and health concerns were also an issue. The abrupt drilling activity brought the community together, and a group called Citizens Against Residential Drilling was formed. Here's what the group's been working on now: researching the effects of natural gas wells on people, exposure to certain pollutants at higher levels than the EPA considers safe for lifetime exposure, according to scientists. You can search Citizens Against Residential Drilling for any new information they have on health effects of oil drilling. Vast restaurants making Shelby Township their home. John Martin reports on this new eatery that's in a busy intersection, ready for residents to check out.
It was the grand opening for Shelby's newest restaurant, Vast Kitchen and Bar, on the site of the former Metropolitan Grill. The name of this place is Vast. How did you come up with that name?
It's a funny short story, but we had 10 different family members and we had 10 different names and we could not decide what name to go with. So we had them all come to the restaurant to see which name stood out the most with the feel of the place. And one of our good friends were here and he's like, oh my God, this is a Vast Bar. Everyone turned around and said, that's it. That's what we should call it, Vast Kitchen and Bar. So we stuck with it. We really love the name.
Looks like you have an extensive bar. Do you guys have any specialty drinks?
We do. We have over 16 specialty cocktails on our menu. We have a mixologist and we have some sophisticated bartenders that do a wonderful job.
Well, we're here from the grand opening of the brand new Vast restaurant here at 24 in Van Dyke. It's a beautiful restaurant. They've done a lot of updating to the previous place that was here. And I actually had dinner here with my fiance last night, and it is out of this world wonderful. We had a filet mignon steak, and it was folks that have eaten in Rochester at the Chop House, it's just as good. So we're happy to finally get a restaurant like this in Shelby Township where we all live.
Certainly this area of the DDA has been planned for entertainment, so this restaurant has a really great vibe. I think it will appeal to Shelby Township residents. We also have a new wine bar going in next door. I believe that is going to be a great addition as well. We certainly wish them a lot of success. We encourage the residents of the township to come in and patronize these soon-to-be two new establishments and to keep supporting the DDA. Thank you.
Doug, have you eaten here yet?
No, not yet, but I plan to right away. I think this is wonderful, this corner. Finally open again. It's great, and with the business opening up next door in a couple weeks, I think we're going to have a vibrant area here. I'm looking really forward to this. And the owners are great. I don't know. I've already talked to them. They're great. I think they're going to do well.
On behalf of the Shelby Township Board of Trustees, the Planning Commission, and the Downtown Development Authority, and the citizens of Shelby Township, we want to welcome Sally and the Vast Kitchen and Bar to our community. We wish you much success, and thank you for coming to our community.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll cut the ribbon on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Call Vast at 586-991-6104 for reservations. For Shelby This Week, this has been John Martin reporting.
Looks like a great restaurant. Can't wait to check it out. Let freedom ring. That's what comes to mind when you see the United States flag flying high on a flagpole. Well, the Old Settlers VFW post 4659 in Shelby Township decided to spruce up their flagpole. The VFW hall is located on Wilson Street, set back so far from the main road, most everyone drives by without seeing it. That's all going to change now. The VFW has a new flag and flagpole at the very front of their property, flying proudly at Van Dyke, north of 23 Mile, for all to see. Max Davis is a 9th grader who went on a very studious trip recently. Max is among a group of students that participated in a conference about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, also known as STEM. The forum was at Loyola University in Chicago, Illinois. This event was to help career possibilities in those fields, which are in high demand. The students got to work on real-life projects and hands-on workshops. Max said his favorite part of the program was special guest Dr. Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman to travel in space. Her advice: don't limit yourself to being an expert at just one thing in your lifetime. You can do anything you want. And speaking of school, it's time to inflate those footballs. Shelby Township has 2 high schools with great junior varsity and varsity football teams, and their football games are coming up quick. Eisenhower versus Plymouth is the first game, Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. Then Friday, August 28th is Utica High School versus Fraser. The Utica Chieftains have a home non-conference game versus Fraser on Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. The Department of Roads is eyeing a project to reconstruct 22 Mile Road. Here's what's proposed. Fixing the road from 500 feet east of Shelby Road to Ryan Road, fill cracks and potholes, and repair the culvert along with crumbling vegetation from the Clinton River. The Board of Trustees will decide at the next board meeting on whether or not to repair the road right now, which the township would be responsible for $580,000 of the project. Macomb County Department of Roads Director Bob Hoffner says the project would take about 2 months to complete. The April Millsap Memorial Garden is officially open in Macomb County. The garden's located in Armada on the Macomb Orchard Trail at the intersection of Fulton and Depot Streets. 14-year-old April Millsap's body was found along that trail last July. 33-year-old James Van Callis Jr. has been charged with April's murder. The community has rallied together working on this garden, donating flowers, mulch, a bell, and more. April's family wants to remember her in a positive light. This garden will do just that. The new baseball league that's coming to Utica is close to getting their team names. Here's the 12 names residents can pick from. The 59ers, the Beavers, the Blue Collars, Diamond Hoppers, Fizz, the Mud Pups, Rally Caps, the River Rats, Screeching Cicadas, Stags, the Steelheads, and Unicorns. You can help pick a name. Go to the contest link to pick your favorite mascot. In this week's job hunt, Quest Diagnostics is searching for a customer service rep, $15 an hour and 40 hours a week. Their office is in Shelby on Van Dyke near 23 Mile. Next, a chiropractic assistant is needed at McLeod Hope Chiropractic. The office is located in Utica. The job includes working 30 to 35 hours a week. Next, Manpower of Shelby is looking for an inventory and warehouse employee. $11 an hour and 1 year of forklift experience is needed. Those are your jobs for this week's job hunt. Go to shelbytv.org for those job details. Up next, a flavor of the week. We'll explain after the break.
Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Tick. Severe droughts. Tick, 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 tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick. Our future is up to you. Tick. Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
This is why you get by on 4 hours sleep. Why you took a second job. This is why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. And spend hours juggling the bills. This is why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Now more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert today.
Irma's Custard Shop is known for its amazing custard, cones, and delicious toppings. Here's this week's flavors. Their weekly special flavor is mint chocolate chip. The weekly bonus flavor is mango. And the weekly ice flavor, raspberry. So any of you wanting some custard, head over to Irma's on Auburn Road in Shelby. And that's Shelby This Week. You can watch us online all the time at shelbytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShelbyTWPTV. Thanks for watching.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.